Alright, we are live. Welcome to Xbox Uncut's weekly podcast. Yeah, weekly podcast. Feels like that sometimes. We are back for another week of video game news, entertainment. It's going to be the Dustin. Well, I should say it properly. The Will and Dustin show. So let's welcome to the panel. What's up, Will?
Hey, not much, Dustin. Just chilling, have a good time here. Look forward to discussing all the good news.
Good news, great news.
Bad news as well.
Some bad news.
Yeah.
The worst news is, Eric said he'd be on the podcast. Said give him a minute. And he still hasn't shown up yet. Gave him probably about 10 minutes. But he might pop in here eventually, just so everybody knows. We are awaiting his opinion on all this crazy crossplay. But we also have a letter to go this week.
Nice.
I'm so excited. I haven't had a letter to read in a long time.
Yeah, I'm always excited.
This makes me so happy.
No, you didn't send it yourself, did you?
No. I don't write this well. That's all I'm saying. I got proof. I'm just a terrible writer. I gotta terribly read this email. Cheers, boys.
Cool.
I write to you this week to discuss the ever jam-packed winter ahead. Yes, winter is coming. To start, Black Ops 4 was great. PUBG really can't hold up. And I am a die-hard PUBG fan. To my points. First, what the fuck is Sony thinking with their PlayStation Classic? Garbage. $100? Get out of here. I get why they are doing this. Microsoft mentioned it was difficult to get backwards compatibility, and they even named it after the guy that made it happen. I don't think Sony cares to invest that type of time into it. Sad for them. Second, Forza Horizon 4 is around the corner, and it looks like one of the better games of the year. Yes, Spider-Man has a great claim, and so does Red Dead 2, but let us not forget how, for some reason, Forza Horizon seems to get better every time. Yet we all say there's no way they're ever going to do better. Well, guess what, boys? They have, so let's get to racing. Lastly, to my PUBG and Battle Royale fans, check out Tencent's Ring of Elysium. Yeah, Row. It's an early release, but already kills PUBG. Let me buy you in. There's no shit load screens. 1. You get a grid you pick where you spawn, and you see where others pick too. 2. You pre-select one of the 3 loadouts to start the game. One has a snowboard, the other has a zipline gadget that you can zipline across parts of the map. Trust me, it's amazing. 3, graphics are better. 4, the zone is not a circle. It can be random assortment of shapes, and you better get to the zone before the timer counts down. 5, gunfights feel great. 6, cars are great. 7, did I say you can zip line and ride a snowboard? If you haven't checked it out, let me know. Down to play with some people. Thank you for your time. Best, Josh. I have not played Row, and I think you sold me. I think I'm down to play.
Yeah, snowboarding.
It's fucking snowboarding. I mean, zipline is cool and all, but fucking snowboarding?
Can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, I'm down. Thanks so much for writing in, Josh. Will, what do you think of the PlayStation Classic?
It's a cool idea. I mean, I know people are saying they're the copycatting Nintendo, but it's fine for them to do that because they have that legacy. So I'm not really against it or anything. I'm not hating on it. So I think it's nice. You know, it's I'm curious to see if they're gonna have any more titles besides that initial batch. But it's a cool idea. Yeah, I'm down with it.
I always
I
find
mean,
it funny when people talk about their legacy because they've only been around one more generation than Xbox.
yeah, it's the '90s.
It's funny when people are like, "Well, Sony's been here the whole time." It's like, dude, they've been literally one generation ahead. Like, if you were to talk about like legacies, you got to go to like Nintendo. I mean, Nintendo's really the only one because Sega died.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
um, I think
and
it's like to me the games on it. I just don't like really scratch an itch that I want to play on it. Uh, I think it's a cool idea. I have no issue with it. Like retro gaming's a big thing right now. I say make money on it and give people a good way to play. Uh, and this is a great way where people don't have to pirate. They don't have to do anything. They could just get because the HDMI cord goes right in the back. They don't have to buy super expensive like retro capture gear. They can
mhm.
just play the game and people can watch and play. But at the same time, fucking like Final Fantasy VII is coming out on every fucking console on the planet, so you can stream that or whatever, however you want. Like a lot of these games are just kind of like they're just there. But at the same time, if you ask me about the NES, I don't. I would never pick up a NES, the Nintendo version. The Super Nintendo, I think there's some merit to some of those games, but when you talk about like $100, I think they're pushing it. Like I heard somebody the other, I think it was Boogie2988. He on YouTube, he was talking about how Nintendo Online's a good service because some of these NES games they charge $10 for, and if you look at that versus their $20 a year payment, where you get all these games there, it's actually a good deal. And it's like, no, it's a shitty deal, and it's shitty that they sell a fucking NES game built like fucking 3 decades ago for $10 because
Yeah,
those games aren't worth $10. They're
it's a bit
dollar
much.
games. Like they're it's what they deserve to be. Dollar, $2. Have some fun. Play some retro games. They're not worth $10 a pop. Not even fucking Super Mario. Like I'm sorry,
No,
it's not that good of a game. Not worth $10 today. Uh,
yeah, definitely
it's
overpriced.
so yeah. I mean, I think it's cool. It's a nice novelty, but that's to me that's all it is. It's a novelty.
Hmm. Yeah, I wouldn't buy one like you said. Like I would just kind of look at it as a cool little retro item. It's weird saying like you said. It's weird saying retro because it was in the '90s. So I'm a '90s guy. So it was not. It doesn't feel like that long ago. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. If they get some good money out of it, good for them. Xbox doesn't really need it because they have the backwards compatibility thing. They can technically do it too, but it seems like they're just kind of
I don't
content
know
with
if they
just doing.
can though. Like what the Xbox One X or the Xbox One or even the 360 were doing. I mean, they were emulating that machine because of the and they had even on the 360 they had a little bit of a harder time. But
Hmm.
if you try to think about putting an original Xbox and trying to squeeze that into a machine the size of like uh, the PlayStation Classic, I just don't know if you can fit that kind of hardware in there to emulate what that machine was doing. Um,
Yeah, be interesting
and then
to.
a lot of Microsoft titles
Hmm.
heavily were about online, and since that system is no longer working, I just don't think it would hold up in that sense as well.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, I actually would prefer if they made a. I don't know why they didn't do this, but I don't know why they didn't put like a Crimson Skies online version. Like
Yeah,
because that game needs the online component like
but I
desperately.
mean, think about like a little miniature Xbox Cube thing with Knights of the Old Republic. Um, I'm trying to think of fucking like original Xbox, Crimson Skies, Halo.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
the novelty of it would be cool, but at the same time, I wouldn't buy it because that's a like to me, it's just a novelty item. And if you like novelty items, go for it. Like pick it up. It's cool.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
I
just
agree.
it's not for me specifically, but yeah, I mean, And I don't even think it's too much of a money grab. I just think, it's a good way of people being able to pick up more harder to find games and play them legitimately. Because some of these people are outrageous with the prices they want on like eBay for like full retro games.
Absolutely. Definitely a little easier on the wallet than doing hardcore like retro collecting.
Yeah.
And it's good for like, for little places like maybe like your kitchen or it's kind of just little entertainment things, like little uh I don't want to say tchotchkes because that's not what they are, but they're just interesting little time wasters. Just to you can set it up at work in your office or whatever.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I mean, I feel like I'm like tearing it down for some reason, but I don't mean to put it that way. It's just kind of, it's
No,
a
it's just
thing.
not. It's not. It's not what you're into. So
Yeah. But you could ask me about that. I love fucking. Everybody knows I love fucking Nintendo, like classic Nintendo. So shit's my jam. But
yeah.
yeah,
Did you,
I'm good.
so you didn't get the SNES Mini?
I was very very tempted, but no, I did not pick it up.
Oh man. Well,
Because
I think they're
that's one that hits all the nostalgia buttons for me. But
same here.
even at that point, it's just kind of like, I'm kind of good. Like I wouldn't really play. I just look at it and go, I wouldn't really play it. And if anything, I want them to release those games on my Switch, and I don't want to have 10 platforms. I just want to have a Switch version of, you know, the Super Nintendo version of Zelda or the Super Nintendo version of any one of their great games. Like they're just
Yeah.
it was a really good time in their sound and the graphics. It just really held up. Super Nintendo was an awesome time for gaming. During that time frame, Sega and Nintendo were killing it on like all fronts, and I don't know. I
Well, it's also not it's filling in that
have no
niche that
words.
well, the virtual console is not quite there yet. I mean, I think they have some sort of thing coming up, and they have that online service, but it's not the same thing. So I think the uh, the retro stuff is kind of a way to play those old style games without having to just do the emulation thing on your computer or just do it the official way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Josh, thank you so much for writing it. I am definitely checking out that game, so please hit me up. We will play. I gotta see how much it costs. I don't have any clue, but
Yeah. Is it out on Xbox?
I guess so.
I'll have to look that
Didn't
up.
he say it was early access?
What was the name of it again?
Ring of Elysium.
Elysium. Okay, I'm gonna look that up. What was this? And he had like two other things there, right? It was just what was the second thing he was talking about? First thing he was talking about the releases. Yeah, it is a crazy
Yeah, release schedule is
winter.
gonna be a crazy winter.
Yeah,
I want to buy fucking. I'm not gonna be able to do it the next couple weeks, but I really want to buy Assassin's Creed.
yeah,
And
man,
I
that
don't
looks
want to buy
really good.
Assassin's Creed for the new Assassin's Creed. I want to buy it for the fucking remasters, and it sounds terrible,
For
but I'm gonna
three,
end up spending fucking $100 to fucking play Assassin's Creed 3
I know.
because I actually love that fucking game. I enjoyed that game a lot. I know I
Yeah, I
just
think
committed blasphemy.
no, I liked it. I mean, the protagonist wasn't for me wasn't that interesting. He was okay,
Hmm.
but like the history level of it is very interesting. I like the American
Yeah,
what do you call it? Is that the French Indian War or
it's around that time. I mean,
yeah,
of course, it's alternative history, as
yeah,
all Assassin's Creed games are. But yeah,
true.
I mean, I'm excited to play those games.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
But you
And
know what? Everybody's excited to play. I'm gonna transition. Watch this. The
sure,
games with gold coming up.
smooth.
Oh, so we got Overcooked from October 1st through 31st. Do you own that yet? Well,
No, not yet. Is that the first one or is it the second
no, it's
one?
the first one. And honestly, it's just as good as the second. Don't like feel like you have to buy the second. because I was
Yeah.
really having I had high hopes for the online on the second, and they kind of let me down a lot.
That
But
sucks.
the multiplayer while you're in the same room is fucking fantastic. With the second one still, like it still has all the great parts of what makes Overcooked Overcooked, but
Hmm.
it's I just wanted them to take it a step further, and it is a little disappointing on how the online works. Uh, but yeah, it's gonna be a great game for like you and your girlfriend. Like, and it's free with
Yeah.
gold. It's gonna be kind of that perfectly up that alley. Just to hey, you want to play some? You want to play a game? This is a fun little thing to waste time at for like an hour or two, just chilling.
Yeah, I was just thinking that it'd be a good like little party game or
Yeah,
play with a significant other. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna download it, so I'm gonna check that out.
it's.
Um,
I know people overlook it. I think it's a great game. It's one of like top party games this generation.
nice, nice. What was the second title? Some other small
No,
game.
Victor Vran or Victor
Like,
Tran, I guess is. It comes out October 16th. I'm actually excited for that because I never played it, and I like fucking that kind of sci-fi. Well, I guess it's not. It's not
yeah, it's
science
like a,
fiction. It's uh,
it's like Van Helsing meets like
yeah,
Diablo.
yeah. I'm down. I'll play. We'll see how it turns out. It's a
Yeah, I hear
game
it's
I
good.
wouldn't pick up specifically, but fucking Game Pass, I'll play.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's definitely. I heard it's a good. I played just a little bit of it, but I hear it's good. It's very action oriented, and you won't be disappointed.
Cool.
Although the character design looks a little generic for me, for my taste.
I just think it's funny generic. But
Yeah.
yeah, I agree. It is generic, but it's funny generic.
Yeah, and then
Uh,
the 260 games
we
are
have Stuntman,
it's not Magnition, yeah.
Ignition, and then Hitman.
Yeah, those are good solid picks.
I mean, I understand why people are like, it's not blowing me away, but at the same time, like it's they're decent games. They're like I say, Overcooked's probably the depending on who you are and what you're doing. I mean, I think there's a good variety of games up here because you got a party game, you have more of a Metroidvania game with the Victor Tran, you
Yeah.
got a racing game, and you got a fucking Hitman game. I mean, it's variety for sure.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's definitely I can't imagine anybody be bored with any of them if you're not, playing anything else.
But
So
yeah, I
yeah.
just wanted to get I had that sweet transition. Wanted to get the games with gold shit out of there because I
Yeah.
mean there's not much to talk about, but it's a fun little one to bring up.
Yeah, usually Game Pass is much more interesting. Like even though it's another paid service, but like it's really interesting to see what games participate in that program.
Yeah, and they're usually a little bit higher caliber, and they're don't get me wrong, there's some more cheaper games on Game Pass, but yeah, they're usually fairly good quality. And with fucking Forza Horizon 4 coming on Game Pass on Tuesday, I don't
Mm.
think it's gonna be hard to downplay just how awesome Game Pass is when everybody fucking under the sun signs up for it on Tuesday to play Forza.
Yeah, it's not such a joke anymore when they're like producing quality games that are going into service. So, it's like you can't hate on that.
No, not at all. But you know what else you can't hate on? Sony's finally come around. Well, that's right. I'm do these transitions all day, and it just shows Eric showed up as online on in Discord. This might be the biggest twist of all. He might show up. But let's get
Wow.
back to crossplay. And honestly, I hope he does because this is a thing I wanted to talk with him about.
It's right up his alley.
Yeah, crossplay is finally real. Fortnite beta crossplay on PlayStation. It's a thing. So this is real crossplay where PlayStation players are going to be playing with Nintendo Switch players, which they can also play Xbox players or PC player. It doesn't fucking matter. We're just playing together. It's about fucking time. This is like it's such a rudimentary idea because I always hear people go, well, how does this benefit Sony? It's like, well, because certain games, no matter how big your platform, don't take off.
Yeah.
And you have a developer that only has, let's say, 5,000 people per platform. That means their little pools of people are very tiny. But when you, let's say that's 5,000 on each, that means that's 20,000 people that they now can have playing together instead of 5,000 groups playing independently. And it keeps their player base alive. And it helps the developer. And I'll be honest, am I going to pay for DLC or like a fucking hat for a game that only has 5,000 players versus 20,000 players playing it? Well, of course I'm going to not pay the 5,000 players because the community's dead. But the 20,000, yeah, the community's alive enough. I know I'm going to get, something out of me spending DLC on my platform. It keeps the service alive for everybody. Everybody wins. I don't see a loss for anybody. Some people are like, well, they're not buying a PlayStation then. Well, normally nobody's going to fucking buy a PlayStation for a game that has a small community. Right. So this is only going to help smaller games, and I'm happy that they're stepping up for the smaller devs finally, and helping them out.
Yeah, the bigger ones that need to have it is like Rocket League. I'm sure that's will be like high up there next.
Yeah, I'm sure it is too. But like to me, this is not about Rocket League or Fortnite. This is about the smaller developers. Nobody's fucking staying up at night worried about if Black Ops is going to have a fucking user base. Like, it's going to. Yeah. It's going to be huge, and everybody's going to fucking play it. We're not worried about them. We're worried about Evolve, damn it. We want Evolve back.
Oh, God. Yeah, and especially... I know. Well, fighters are also kind of...
Yeah, same boat.
A thing, yeah.
Like Dragon Ball Fighter Z. Like, it's a good game, but it's a niche game. It's not going to have a giant audience forever. Mm-hmm. It's going to help by just allowing people to go, hey, yeah, you can play PlayStation people, PC people, whatever. It doesn't matter. Just play. And it's, like I said, it's about time. I'm stoked.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm really happy for the people who wanted it. Finally, I can stop hearing people complaining about it, because that's got kind of old for a while.
Oh, so... see, I disagree. This is it's time to start complaining more. Like, this is like, we have to make sure that this actually sticks, and they don't just go, well, it's in beta, and we're not going to be supporting any more games, and we're not going to do this. And no, fuck this. Floodgates need to be open. Make Sony hear that you want crossplay on everything. Yeah. Like, we can't let up just because they allowed Fortnite and it's a giant game. They're like, yeah, we did Fortnite. We're done. We're not doing any more crossplay. Like, we don't want that situation. Oh yeah, I agree with you. Like, I'm with you on that. I just it's just kind of the Fortnite thing. It was a little annoying. Oh no, yeah, because it's talking about this gigantic game, and the issue with Fortnite to me wasn't even the fact that they weren't doing crossplay. It was the fact that they were stealing people's save games. Right. That was the issue with Fortnite. But to me, this is more about smaller developers, and it's the key point. Yeah, and the games that really need the cross audience. So yeah, it's good, man. It's a long time coming. But this also puts the onus on Microsoft to take their foot off the whole free to play with gold thing, because now it's their turn to kind of break down that wall. So hopefully they pull through with that one, because that's a big one. Because Sony's not charging for playing PlayStation Now with PS Plus, so hopefully they'll do it for both, for free-to-play games and Game Pass, because that way you won't need 2 subscriptions. So he's hoping. And a contender walks into the room. Eric?
Hello?
How are you doing, good sir?
Sorry, I was late there. Busy doing something, sorry.
What's up, Eric?
Good.
So, Eric, Sony caved. How do you feel?
I was surprised. I was surprised, because I was like, I did not expect them to even pay I think Epic must have hit them up, and they must have said, look, I could only guess that's what really made them change everything, because I remember Epic was telling, who was it? Was it on mobile? They were saying you don't need to use something, I forgot. for Android. I remember it released on like Epic's thing or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think Epic has this like dictator approach to stuff. So if they want their stuff over on everything, and they keep on hearing people say they can't unlock their account, I guess eventually Epic was like, we're gonna have to just take this all. That's my guess, because I can't think of any other reason
Yeah, I
why
feel like
Sony.
Epic would have came out and
Yeah.
just like, look, you're
Look,
walling
man.
other people off on other platforms, so what we're
Yeah.
gonna have to end up doing is walling you off
And
on
it's
your
Fortnite,
platform.
right? It's Fortnite.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? It's Fortnite. You know, it's not like Battlegrounds, right? See, with Battlegrounds, it's like it's not bigger than Fortnite, and it's not even
Well,
on
it's not
PlayStation.
on PlayStation, so
Yeah.
yeah, it's not a.
So it's not popular yet. So they had no choice. They gotta like, damn, we can't even. This is the first time in a while I think a publisher made Sony do something. I think the other time was Activision with Call of Duty. They said they wanted the PS3 to be cheaper. I don't know if everybody remembers that. They were trying to force Sony to lower the price of the PS3, and they were saying we might remove Call of Duty off the PlayStation because
Yeah.
of that. That was a while back, and I
Yeah.
guess this now is a major surprise. But I get it though. I think Epic definitely did it, and I thought it was just gonna be Fortnite. So it's not just Fortnite; it's everything basically. That's what I'm hearing. You know, it's not just Fortnite.
Well,
They're
it's the
trying to.
Fortnite beta or whatever they want to call it.
Yeah, it's a Fortnite beta, but I saw that they're in talks in general about
Yeah.
for crossplay now. So that's wow, that's a big deal.
Yeah, it is a big deal, and like I said, this is not the time to let up. Let's keep fighting. Make it clear that you want Sony to fucking support crossplay, because it's what the industry needs.
Yeah.
All right. Are you ready for this, Eric? Are you seated? There's an
Yeah.
event coming up.
Oh yes.
XO18, Mexico
Yeah.
City, November 10th.
Yeah.
Watch online.
That was a surprise. Phil Spencer over there making moves. He's really out there now. Before he heard what people were talking about, they needed to bring back an event. But man, he even hinted at that's where they did the Rare acquisition. I was like, why would he even go back and talk about that before? Wait, well, you got maybe he has some plans to announce another acquisition. We had Obsidian was out there, rumored that they're ready to purchase them.
Yeah,
And
that'd
we
be
found out that Playground. Look, why would we find out later on that Playground Games is making Fable? That was a big surprise too. So now the rumor is who's making Fable. Because Fable was definitely made. So I don't know. I mean, I'm happy for. I'm excited to see this event. I just have one thing that I hope that they don't do would be not to be too like PSX. That's basically how I feel about that.
You mean, like-
PSX can get kind of crazy with the way they show games and stuff.
Mhm.
1 minute you'd be like, okay, this game was cool, and the next minute it's like a bunch of indie games. And there's nothing wrong with indie games, but the games they're showing are not, you know what I mean? They're not like something that you want to sit there and watch. That was one issue sometimes they have.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would hope it's a mix of first party and like maybe even some.
They've already said
surprising-
it'll have third party and first party there.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully it's like a mix of good, like maybe even Japanese supported, like newly supported
Studios.
titles.
Yeah.
Yeah, like maybe they'll throw in, I don't know, maybe more Final Fantasy games or something in there. There was a bunch of maybe Square Enix will throw in some more games too, like Last Remnant, which is surprisingly not on Xbox, is a PS4 exclusive of all things, which is weird. And they did the same with Star Ocean, which is weird. Is also another thing that they put on PS4 and Xbox and PC and wasn't on Xbox. So more Square support would be nice too.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you guys think it will show off like Fable or? I mean, I'm sure they're gonna show like maybe Ninja Theories and.
I don't know.
Wait,
about Fable,
pause.
though.
I think
Yeah.
y'all are missing a big fucking clue. Mexico City. What's the biggest game for Xbox in Mexico?
Gears of War.
That's
King of
right.
Fighters.
Gears of War.
Fucking Gears of War.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, a
that's a
lot of
big
people
one.
don't know that,
I
Justin. When
think-
you said that, only hardcore Gears fans would know that.
I think just maybe
Yeah.
we're gonna get a demo of Gears 5 or
We
whatever.
might be getting
6,
some
7
definitely
multiplayer.
something around it. Because it comes out next year. We don't even know when next year.
But I think they're gonna show multiplayer because that's what's huge
Yeah.
over there is the multiplayer for it, and it would make a ton of sense to
make a multiplayer
just to
beta.
show a multiplayer like round. I know people don't like watching multiplayer rounds on stage, but for where it's located, I think it makes the most sense.
Yeah, Gears sounds like a really good bet. Maybe you think they'll show the Crackdown multiplayer, or they think they're hands off until like it's just released?
They'll show Crackdown for sure because it's gonna release like a couple months after this.
No.
They gotta show Crackdown more of it because I mean, like, I know that people have seen it at E3, but it hasn't really it's kind of fizzled out, didn't it? In the traffic, like a lot of people aren't talking about it.
Yeah.
Definitely gotta do something there.
Yeah. So we're locking in Gears and Crackdown.
Careers and Crackdown, definitely.
Greer's and Crackdown.
Sorry,
Yes.
Gears and Crackdown.
You guys
No,
think
I'm
they'll?
going with Greer's. I want. It's gonna be one of the Funko Pop characters. Do we see more Funko Pop Gears at XO18?
I think that and probably the Gears Tactics too. That's another one that they said they're going to show more of later. I thought they were going to do Gamescom, but it looks like they're saving it maybe for the XO event, maybe.
Yeah.
Plus, they coincided with the mouse and keyboard thing, so.
Oh, that's another thing. Do you think we'll see Halo by chance? Like any more Halo?
No.
Yeah,
That's
I think
not
they're
how they
saving that.
roll. No.
Yeah, they might save that for E3. I think that's a
They
big like.
showed us an engine, which is good. They showed us an engine trailer, which is an in-engine trailer. They mentioned that it's not really in-game, but come on, in-engine trailer. You know,
But they have to have something running, right? Like they have to have like.
so they
some...
don't
Yeah.
need to show
But
us
this
the
is
big
what I imagine, Eric. Will this is screen goes black. Is that you just hear Cortana go, Chief? It's that you have you just do voice. You don't have to have any visuals. Just like set up
No,
like a
that'll be
small
the
tiny
worst.
bit,
That'll
and
be
then
bad.
you fucking announce the what the fuck is the audio drama for them called again?
Oh, the one that Steve Downs was the voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally forgot what it was. But
Damn. Why?
I know
I
what you're
love
talking
that audio drama. Fuck. I feel
You
bad.
know what's weird? No one mentioned that
What's that?
Halo, when it was announced this time. The first time Halo 5 was announced, it was like a CGI trailer. But now, the first time this is announced, it's an in-engine trailer. You know, like an actual representation of the game. I thought that was interesting. No one talked about that, like the difference in how they wanted to announce the game. I think that's the first time. I mean, someone could correct me if I'm wrong. I'm trying to remember. Halo was revealed. Like,
Oh,
without
Hunt
a
the. I'm
CGI
sorry. Hunt the
like
truth.
a CGI
Oh, okay.
trailer? I think so. Yeah, that was the first. I think that's the first time Halo hasn't. And wow, even Halo 3, it wasn't a gameplay trailer or anything. It was a CGI trailer.
yeah, and
That's cool.
if yeah, that's cool. I mean, and if Microsoft were smart, they would since King of Fighters is big down in Mexico, maybe they'll do like they'll have SNK port their next King of Fighters game on Xbox as well, so it'll be multi-platform instead of like a PlayStation exclusive. So that'd be I think it'll be a big winner too if they did that. But besides that, I can't think of much else. I mean, maybe the Fable thing is dicey because I don't know how much that's like even
I
in
want to
production.
know who is. People are saying that they're saying that Fable is now being made by Playground developers now.
No, I doubt that. I think they're still
There's
making it.
rumors going on that Playground Games is not making Fable. You know, it's like it's getting pretty hot out there.
I don't know.
I mean, I've also heard that Playgrounds is now 3 separate teams, and
Yeah.
it's not just 2. So they're actually working on Horizon. They're working on Fable and another unannounced project. So, I mean, it could be a bunch of different things. We don't know. We'll find out in a couple months. You know, we'll see. Because I guarantee we'll see some kind of announcement for
They were saying
Fable.
that Microsoft approached Playground to do it. This is how the rumor was going out there. It's been heating up, and they said they declined and working on something else. It makes sense because you remember the artwork that was on the internet. A guy who was working at Playground Games. It looked.
Yeah.
They kept on saying it was Berserk. Now look, if it's a Berserk game that they're making, I got no problem with that. But I'm just saying, like, that was already a hint that whatever their art direction team is going for something different. It wasn't Fable. I'm just saying, like, just from that was a rumor too. It started a rumor there. It's like, wait, I thought Playground Games was making Fable, so they expected like the artist to have like Fable vistas, you know, and the game looked completely different. You know, the artist who's working at Playground Games is working on something that's different, you know, from his artwork basically. So I don't know. Maybe there's a mystery developer making Fable. We know it's definitely has to be being made. So I don't know. We gotta wait to find out. Maybe XO. Maybe we'll find out at XO.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, unless only thing I could think of is maybe unless Playground is doing the collaboration with another studio, but I don't know. It's hard to say what's going on.
I hope they're not doing any collaboration with another studio. I hope it's like a full-blown one studio making, you know, like.
Yeah, me too.
And if another studio is making it, if I had a choice, it'd probably be Rare. I'd love to see them take the Sea of Thieves engine and just make a Fable game out of it.
You never. Maybe that's flip up there, but maybe it's Rare and stuff.
Because I think I mean the Fable, like what or what I'm saying is Sea of Thieves, that look and style and everything would work perfect in a Fable game. I don't think there'd be any issue.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're very well suited for that type of style. I actually wish they did like something with the assets for Fable Legends and made like a new game out of that, but it seems very doubtful.
Yeah, more than likely it's not going to happen. I mean, I guarantee somebody in the financial department's like, let's find a use for all this shit we paid for.
I know, and it's crazy because that game had an art book dedicated to it too, so you can see all the concept art that went into it. So it's like,
Fable
what a
Legends
waste.
was going to be lit. I remember playing it. I was like, wow. And not just the visuals. I was like, this could be a really fun game. But I guess they just ended halfway through. It's crazy. Now, if Fable looked like that, because they were pushing visuals naked.
Yeah, the game looked amazing.
Looks like that, or probably better, and runs in 4K. Oh man, that would be. Forget that would be one of the best RPGs of all time. Not even, no joke. It would be up there, you know, because it would be so, oh man, amazing to see. And they would have to go into the. I wonder if they would start making Fable like Witcher. I was thinking about that too. If the side quests are like The Witcher, you know.
Yeah, that'd be cool. They'd have to make side quests interesting like that, because if it's just busy work, it's gonna kind of suffer the same problem that Horizon Zero Dawn had.
Yeah, we got a lot of competition now, with these games, you know. And then you got the damn Witcher devs in the future coming out. They said this game is supposed to put the industry on notice. That was what they said recently. That was funny.
Cyberpunk.
Yeah, they were like, this is to put the industry on notice. This is what the game they're trying to really beat their chest about. You know, like they're trying to raise the bar, tell everybody like, you know, there's standards here. You know. So I would want Fable to be like that too, you know, be really up. But I also believe at XO we may see an announcement of someone being acquired. You know, I really believe that we're gonna see one, because it would be the perfect time. You know, like they had it at E3. Why not have it in November?
Yeah, it would be another great, like, you know, shot in the arm for the fan base. I mean, I would love to have. I've been saying this a lot, but Iron Galaxy join them, or Obsidian. Those seem like two like perfect
fits
positions. Yeah, because you got an RPG studio and a studio that not only does fighting games, but they also did action adventure with that. You know, it wasn't well received. Was Extinction.
Oh
They're
yeah.
still, you know, they have, it's a studio that's able to put out like maybe like a Recore level type of game or something if they wanted to.
I think the only problem with like with that is like they got to be careful too, because sometimes they got to be sure they get the right guys, because they can't get a studio that's going to like decline and
Mhm.
starts making games look like Telltale. We thought they were fine, you know. Next thing you know, they on their last leg, you know.
Yeah.
That's the only problem. But you're right, Killer Instinct. They're really great devs for making fighting games and like smaller games. Remember Microsoft mentioned not smaller, but double A games. They said they want double A studios. Iron Galaxy be
Yeah.
that type of studio.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. Is there any other news y'all wanted to cover? Because that's all I really had to
I
go
don't
over.
remember.
I mean, mouse and keyboard
Dang.
support is coming. It's going to be. They said they're giving developers the tools to actually have separate pools for players, where you could have just mouse and keyboard players if they have them attached, or have both communities, or just controller players, which I think is awesome. It's a nice way for people to not have to buy another like PC or anything like that, but it also gives people a chance to play stuff in like Age of Empires or an RTS game that just really doesn't work on consoles, but being able to attach just a mouse to the console and be able to play with others would be awesome. Or even MOBAs. I mean, you could actually really bring like Dota or anything right over, and people could play it right against PC players with their mouse and keyboard and get hooked, just like anybody else. I mean, I doubt we get Dota, but we might get League or who knows, some other kind
Yeah.
of large MOBA.
Yeah, that'd be nice to have. I mean, that's definitely a good way to bring in more new games from the PC side. Like we had what do you call it? Path of Exile because of the UWP easy to port thing. So that's kind of that was a good benefit for us.
I came out of nowhere. I remember that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's still on PlayStation either yet, which is interesting.
But I'm just stunned that how the heck did the Switch get Civilization 6 and Xbox and the PlayStation missed out on that? Anybody hear about that?
Oh no, I
Like,
didn't see that. But
Civilization 6 is going to Nintendo Switch, the full game, no joke. And it is not. It is a console exclusive. I know that sounds crazy.
that's weird.
That's the truth. I know. I said what? I was looking at the thing and I was like, I couldn't believe what I'm reading. It said Nintendo Switch. Thought it was a joke, you know. But maybe
Oh
it's
man.
because of how I don't know how the system is, the portability, you know.
Yeah. Yeah,
Great
interesting.
game to have, you know.
Yeah, it seems well suited for Switch because it's
Yeah,
good
but
for
with
that.
the keyboard support, maybe that'll get, you're right, like get them to 2K to port it over.
Yeah, that'd be ideal. There's also a Forza Horizon 4. It's coming up soon. The demo was out. The Digital Foundry did the analysis. Lots of great visual flourishes. Seems like the
Oh
best
yeah,
looking.
that was a very interesting video because one, the Xbox One X is apparently ultra setting, and only
Yeah,
the PC has extreme settings. Now that's impressive. I didn't, but that's impressive. There's no, it's hard to deny how impressive that is. That you have a console, um, and you could run it in 4K ultra setting on your it's just crazy.
yeah. That's what happens when you use your own engines for your own hardware. So you get the most stuff out of it. I actually hoping they're using, maybe not hoping, but it would be interesting if they use the Forza engine for the Fable game. It seems like a
Or
modified
if
version.
another way of putting it is if you made sure that the game you made started off from the Xbox One X as the lead system,
Hmm.
and then scaled down. That would make that's the truth
Yeah.
though around that, because they mentioned that was one of the reasons why they were able to get the most out of it. Some developers don't. I don't know if they do. They all do it. I think some of them might still have the PS4 as the lead one and still end up with great results on the Xbox One X. But
Yeah.
but if you close the first party like you said, That's it. That's like Gears of War. I'm pretty sure is gonna have another boost, right? Because if this is what we're seeing from Horizon 4, pretty sure
Oh
Gears of War
yeah.
4 and Xbox One X, that's why we heard that they were talking about 60 frames per second in the campaign. Like, well, why would you
Hmm.
look at 60 frames per second in the campaign? Everybody was surprised to hear that. So yeah, I'm
Yeah,
looking forward to seeing that. Definitely.
yeah. The 60 is great. I wouldn't find a use for it for campaign because unless you're doing like a co-op or something like that, because that way or a competitive thing. Because usually I'm fine with 4K because you get the most out of your 4K system and you get all the added bonus effects and stuff like that. But it's nice to have the 60 frames per second for like multiplayer or something like that. Because even though it has multiplayer anyway, like for 60, so I would probably use it for that if I were going to switch to 60. But it's also a nice alternative for like 1080p owners who don't get that full boost from the 4K image quality.
Yeah, that was the only thing missing from Horizon. I remember with Horizon, that was just a big deal. They wanted to have it 1080p. Um, I definitely I wonder if Crackdown. I don't think Crackdown would. I think it could do. I think if they wanted to, maybe could do
Hmm.
1060, but
It may be unlocked. I'm guessing it'll be like the best
it's
case
hard to
scenario.
say with all those explosions. That's what causes the frame rate to go
Yeah,
down. You know.
the open world frame rate stuff is tricky, but yeah, maybe they'll have alternate options. I'm sure the Scarlet, whatever that whenever that comes out, is gonna have like a good boosting um, mode or something like that because it's gonna have probably a way better um, processing chip.
Oh man, PS5 and Scarlet we talk. They're about to come out in 2 years, which is crazy. It's it's already
Yeah,
coming. Next gen.
yeah, and I'm glad the X exists because that way a lot of games benefit from the current 4K enhancements and also like going forward, their dynamic resolutions and
I'm
frame
a bit
rates.
skeptical actually of I'm being dead serious of these next gen systems. Not in power. Like they can push power, for days. Now that the X is here and all this marketing of this system, I want to know how the heck they're going to be able. And it's like real for real. How they going to be able to sell the next
I
systems like
know
in a big way? I
it's
always
gonna be
thought about
hard.
this. I was like, maybe that's why Microsoft was like, we got an insurance policy. We're gonna have a smaller system too, because it's like, what is it? One, two, three different systems are supposed to be launching together. If I got that correct, it was like a
Yeah,
streaming system, a middle system, and like an something like that. Like how there's already Xbox One, and then there's Xbox One X. Saying they're gonna launch with these systems. That kind of makes sense, to be honest, because I don't see how you could be talking about the Xbox One X and you're gonna be like talking about, native 4K. It already has like high resolution textures. How you gonna tell somebody in the store, oh, like, look, here's this PS5. It has native 4K, the highest, it has like, highest settings, highest texture. Like it's like a weird thing.
Hey, excuse me,
Yeah.
Eric. Sony announces when 4K gaming starts.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry. They announced.
That it's
Oh, they
probably going to be
announced
their
them.
line. Remember?
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah. If
Yeah.
they do that, like if they do that and say we have the most powerful 4K system, that's gonna be ridiculous. Okay, I ain't gonna lie. It'll be correct, but it's not a good marketing thing. You know what I mean? Because Xbox has been like doing that, so that's why I question both Sony and Microsoft. Like they gotta have some good plans because if they think they're gonna drop like this super powerful system out there and everybody's gonna get it, they're gonna be surprised.
well, plus also they're competing against their own PC like ecosystem. Well, it's the same ecosystem, but I guess the PC as well because they're available on PC. Whereas like when the Xbox One came out, they weren't all in on PC, so it's gonna
Yeah,
probably
that's
have
why
yeah.
I think maybe Microsoft's like that's why they're doing these multiple system things, family. That's what they said, right? The Scarlet family,
Yeah.
and I think that's their way of basically an insurance policy unless things get crazy. Like We got
Mhm.
different tiers, you know, different prices. It makes sense.
They're a very odd company. Like when you think about it, they have like almost like a multi-plat uh mentality, but they still selling proprietary hardware, which is really interesting.
Yeah. Well,
Makes you
because
wonder.
they don't want. The truth is, though, I don't know if people really get this though. Microsoft really does not, and this is really true. They really don't want people on other, like, really, like, their own stuff. They want people literally playing on their platform. Now, this doesn't mean that you end up playing a game like, you know, some games pop up Microsoft on Steam trying to, like, I don't know, like, appease like PlayStation PC gamers, but they really want you to like get games that are, you know, on Windows 10. Like it's definitely do. You know, it'd be crazy not to. But you're right. They play like, okay, they got it like multi-plat. Here we want cross play. You know, we can go on that account. We're all friends and family. But I think that's just to try to try to get their own, like, you know what I mean? Like, because if
Yeah.
somebody goes on Fortnite or somebody goes on another game and they can still log in, you know, that possibility they'll end up on Xbox or end up on the PC. You know, so that's what they're playing with. That's my only guess. Because like,
Yeah.
why have if you're trying to act like a multi-plat, you know, system? Why have an Xbox? You're right. Why have an Xbox? You know, why have a Scarlet Family and still have exclusives and whatnot? Well, not exclusives. Sorry, still have
Mm.
like exclusive hardware. That makes. I don't know
Yeah.
why.
It's gonna be very interesting to see how they sell the next console, just based on what we've talked about.
Man,
It's
they're
gonna
gonna
be
have
yeah.
to need. I don't care. Like, there's no way they could be like, we're gonna talk about VR. If they talk about VR, how crazy that's gonna be. Like, especially Microsoft or Sony, right? The
Yeah.
next systems, a lot of people don't remember. According to Digital Foundry, right? They were saying if you did up the like power of the Xbox One X, right? And they were trying to find out the cost of the next systems. They said they don't believe the next system, depending on how powerful they are, will be under $500. No, no joke. There's a video by Digital Foundry breaking it down, the costs and everything of the Xbox One X, and they said they do not see it possible that the next systems be like releasing like freaking awesome, great, the same specs, like, you know, the attention to detail the Xbox One X has from the hardware, like the Blu-ray drive, all that stuff, right? They just do not believe that it can be like a very cheap price, right? And then you gotta sell somebody on VR, which is, what was that, another $250 or something, you know? I don't
Right.
know. It doesn't look good from that. I don't think they should even think about taking a VR perspective. You know, like, I know Sony would have success, but I don't see how that's gonna.
Yeah, it's gonna be kind of dicey out there, man.
Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird time.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I think it's time to get in what you've been playing. So I guess I'll start off. I picked up a PlayStation 4 Pro and
That's right.
started playing Horizon
Goddamn
Zero
Pony.
Dawn. Uh,
Nice. What do you think?
it's a lot of fun. I got where does that? I got to the city, like the first big city you got to go to, the miniature or something like that. I don't know. So starts with the D. I haven't
Mm.
played in like a week. I hate to say I've been busy, but I got to the first big city and it's really awesome. Uh, like trying just to get there and like sidestepping these ginormous like fucking creatures and stuff like that was a lot of fun. Because it does actually take you quite a ways away to get around the map.
Mm.
But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I like the mechanics of it. Uh, the PlayStation UI has definitely not improved for the better.
So you're
Which
fraternizing with the enemy? That's what
I
you're
bought a
saying.
used console. Yeah, got a problem?
Okay. Well, I won't call you a Sony pony yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Not
Well,
yet. Not yet.
You got a Pro, right, Dustin, or you got a regular PS4?
I got a Pro.
Pro. Okay.
I got the White Glacier one.
He wanted to see them
Nice.
4K ish pixels, and
Yeah. I mean, it looks pretty good. I mean, it's definitely not on like the quality of something like Sea of Thieves, where it's just like a gorgeous native image, or like Horizon, which is fucking like the image quality on Horizon 4 is fucking insane because it has it's 4K with 4x MSAA.
Yeah,
I mean, like if
very
you
clean.
look at Forza Horizon 4, it is just stunning, just how clean that game looks.
Yeah,
But
it's
no,
kind of almost like overkill, you know.
Yeah, it's ultra settings, man. That's
Like,
what that is.
it is.
That's crazy.
It's a crazy looking game. But I mean, we're talking about PS4 Pro, so there's a reason like they don't mention it when they compare it to PC. It's it looks good. I'm happy I'm playing these games on the Pro and not the regular base PS4 because it definitely does increase your enjoyment of these games on a 4K television to have
Oh, yeah.
something just
Way.
higher resolution.
But you know
Most
what's funny though? You mentioned that. I think one game, and I know this is gonna be crazy to say, Spider-Man. Spider-Man actually, yes, in 4K it does look better, but if you take the regular PS4 and plug it into an Xbox, it upscales the image, and I'm telling you, it looks just as good as the PS4 Pro. How is that possible? I don't know. That game just, I don't know, the way they did it, it upscales well. Well, with
Which
the
game was
Xbox.
it?
Spider-Man.
Oh,
I think
yeah,
I
yeah.
think it may be a different. I don't know. The way they did it was different.
So
It's
if I
like
take
it
my
upscales.
PlayStation 4 Pro and plug it into my Xbox One X, will it make it look even better?
No, it won't. PS4 Pro. You trying to be? It's the PS4 Pro. No, the PS4. I meant. Excuse me. I don't know if I said that correctly.
No. You
PS4.
did say that. I'm just
Okay.
saying if I take the step up for the PS4 and put it through a
No,
One
that's
X.
it. That's it. That's Xbox is like, now you're good. You're good. It saved you a couple like $100 or so. So yeah.
Yeah, and I do like the PS4 UI. It's quite. What I like is the 4K UI because it looks really nice, like clean and sharp. When you go back to Xbox on the One X, it looks fine. It's upscaled to 4K, but it still looks a little grainy. It's not like
It's
quite as
because of the
nice.
pictures, right? The pictures take
Yeah,
they're lower resolution or something.
yeah,
No, I agree, but the thing is, like, I think they made the right choice between performance in games versus a 4K UI, especially with a mid-gen refresh.
Mhm.
I think it's the better choice out of the two. And if anything, Sony might consider downgrading their UI and pumping a little bit more power into their games versus trying to have a very pretty user interface. Because their games definitely don't stack up, if you will, to the
yeah.
in
I
performance.
got you. I agree. It's just like when
I
you play
just for a mid-gen refresh, I think Microsoft made the better choice.
We
They did.
all know this.
And I'm gonna be
That's
honest,
me
like
saying,
there's
yeah.
been not like this is not one time or two times, like a shitload of times where that UI hangs. Like it's just
Yeah.
like, wait, I'm thinking, and we're talking about just like going to the fucking notification center to see a download.
Yeah.
Like they would have been way better off just fucking making that shit 1080p, and that way it could pop in and out real quick and just be more streamlined. Because the PS4 UI sucks.
Oh, come on.
No, it
Well,
does. I'm gonna be fucking frank about it. It sucks. The fact that
I
the
like
game library is all the way to the right still
Yeah,
is
it's weird.
fucking dumb. And like I hate to say, the fucking PlayStation View, the PlayStation whatever, all this, those are ads, people.
Yeah.
I don't want them on my fucking line. How do I get rid of them? Well, I don't. They're ads
Can't.
for me to
No, you
buy
can't.
shit. And if I hover over anything for a minute, fucking it shows me more ads. Like it's filled with fucking ads. It has a bunch of shit I don't want on it. Like it's fucking 4K to look pleasing, but it's laggy as shit. Like this, there's not a lot of benefits to it, and I think out of anything, like after having all these sales is 80 million consoles, they could have put a little bit more money and investment into fucking their UI, and tidied that bitch up a little bit.
Yeah, plus the YouTube app is very buried in there. You can't pin that to like
Yeah.
your home. I mean, I do have a lot of. I put myself in folders mostly, and I buy exclusives and stuff like that, which is good. You can do the same on Xbox, but it's a little bit better implemented on PS4. Um, but yeah, I'm not a fan of the layout. It's very odd. It's just it's kind of the same as the PS3, just like with a new coat of paint. But yeah, it's awesome. I'm glad got the
I'm sorry, I didn't
PS4.
mean to go on a rage, but yeah. So the Horizon Zero Dawn's a lot of fun. Played some God of War 3. I didn't pick up the new one yet. I'm kind
God
of
of
waiting for
War
that
3.
thing to go on sale.
Yeah.
I just like any no. It was part of was it PlayStation Now or PlayStation Plus or some shit. I got it for free. I played The Last of Us remastered in 4K. It looks all right. If anything, it just doesn't hold up. It's just starting to show its age.
Yeah, you
But
can
it's
tell it's a
still
PS3
a
game.
good game. But it's definitely a PS3 game and not a PS4 game.
Yeah.
But with everybody else, I'm excited to play the next The Last of Us. But yeah, any like story play like Spider-Man, I'm waiting. I'm not gonna buy it right away.
Spider-Man is god tier. Now
That's
look,
good.
this is what I'll say. After I
Eric,
beat him,
would
listen,
I be?
hold on.
Would I just quick question? Would I be happier not paying $60 and waiting a couple like
I was
months?
getting to that, sir. Just let the black man speak.
Okay.
I was just saying that Spider-Man, even though it is the GOAT, as in one of the greatest Spider-Man games ever, like period. Ah man, that is because of the main story. That is because of the main story, period. But if we're gonna flip it and go from side quests and stuff, no. After like, like after the first 2 hours, even Batman, like for real, Arkham, I would even say Arkham Asylum. Crazy enough,
Wait,
had
the game's only 2 hours long. The main
no,
story.
it's not. It's not 2 hours long. I don't think it's only 2 hours long. I did. It did
Then
take
why
a
is it only
while.
2 hours? Like, what are you referencing? I know. I'm just trying to be clear.
No,
Like,
I'm saying I'm saying reference to side quests. We're talking just about the side quests in the game,
okay.
and we're going by $60. The main story, right, is the best thing about the game. Literally, dead serious. And I gotta say, I don't think you would. It is. It feels to me as a fan, it is $60, but because of the other stuff that you see in the game, the tower system, like from Ubisoft, the way they did the side quest, and the way you have to keep doing a research, the research thing keeps popping up, and you gotta do that over and over again. Um, other I can't even spoil. I'm not gonna spoil. Other side quests seem to be very similar to the other side quests you did before. I'll say those are the shortcomings of the game. So I wouldn't. That would really. You would be like, oh, should I spend $60? I'll be honest, but it is the greatest Spider-Man game of all time. It's up there. Like, it's an amazing experience. The main story. It's an amazing experience.
Yeah, and there definitely is a lot of flash sales. So yeah, if you wait, man, you get like pretty much all the games within like a couple months.
No, I know. That's what I'm thinking. Like, I just,
Yeah,
especially like God of War. I know that's going to go on sale soon. Like,
When you
that's going to
see
be
it
a
at
thing.
40, you can definitely get it. Just so because I know it's a 20-hour game. I don't know if that's something um to spend $60 over on immediately, and then like I said, you may not just enjoy the main story more.
I mean, honestly,
Some
my
Oh,
people
goal is
like
probably
the.
going to just be to wait because I have so many other games to play anyway, where I can
I'll
just hold
say,
those games
listen,
off.
Insomniac, where was this storytelling in Sunset Overdrive? That's all I got to say.
oh yeah, it definitely needed
They went
this type
Hollywood
of
on us, you know? They went
yeah.
Hollywood. It's crazy.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have this type of, I mean, I know sometimes it's wacky and all that, but like it'd be nice to have this type of dedication and care, because it
Yeah, you
sucks.
know.
Because it sucks and never was never enhanced either. So it's like, because you
And
imagine all the
when did they turn into Naughty Dog with the cutscenes? When did when
yeah.
did all of this happen?
They definitely got some help from like Sony's like other studios from like oh, how do we make a good like cutscene? I'm sure they had some
Yeah,
sort
they
of like
made. Listen, you
help.
sitting there and the cutscene pop on, you're like, damn, Spider-Man, Peter Parker looking good. Like, he looks really good, you know.
Oh man.
Uh,
Oh, so Dustin, did you get a external for your PS4, or are you still gonna use the internal?
I'm still just using my internal.
Yeah,
I
the
honestly, I don't
games.
have that many games, and like my 1 terabyte's fine.
Okay. Yeah, it's not like their games actually don't take like so much space as you'd think, like the Xbox games for
First of
some
all,
reason.
fucking Red Dead, 105 gigabytes, sir.
Oh my god,
Fucking
that
Wait,
is
on
Red
crazy.
Dead
PS4
is
Pro.
what? Red Dead is
Red Dead, no, not
105.
even Pro. I think they said PS4 Red Dead Redemption is going to be 105 gigs.
Man,
So no matter what platform you're on, just be ready to fucking bite your lip and
take it up the ass.
take it. Usually, the reason 1X games their patches are larger is because, unlike the PlayStation 4 Pro, it can handle high res textures. So that means higher gigabytes of texture data that they gotta download. So that's
Yeah.
why you're getting that. That's why it looks better, people. It's all about them textures.
Yeah.
Uh,
We can also game share if you want. I have a pretty extensive library now, so if you want, we can
for
do that.
Pro,
Yeah.
yeah,
I'll see if I'll figure it out and
I'll let you know. Yeah,
yeah, we'll do it.
we'll figure it out. And if you get a
Yeah.
Switch, we'll swap it that way.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Because I have an extensive library on the Switch. It's huge, as our president would say,
Yes.
and it's it's a wonderful thing. I'm glad Nintendo has picked that up.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. What have y'all been playing? I mean, I holding up all the glory. I got me my new shiny PS4 Pro, and I'm all excited.
Yeah. Nice. Well, I'll get Eric first, and
I've been playing that damn. It's not. I probably should.
Just say it. Say it.
I've been playing the Magic the Gathering Arena beta,
Hey,
and
man, people love Magic the Gathering. Nobody's
it
hating
is
you here.
it is pretty dang good. I'm actually looking forward to continuing it when I get off here. No life status. Uh, it is, damn. It is. They really want to bring back the classic Magic the Gathering, and if anybody who played it it's pretty. Like I played online, it gets pretty ridiculous. Like different spells, different cards. I remember some dude just I couldn't even. I just played the guy a little while ago. Went to play. I was like, okay, we could do a good match. I couldn't even get a card on the field. He destroyed my deck. He just kept me. I kept on throwing cards into the damn graveyard. I was like, are you serious? I hate when that happens. You know, just like I just got to sit back and I can't say nothing to him. You know, they don't allow you to have like you say good job or hello when you start the match and all that stuff. So it's kind of weird how that happens. But it's a good game.
Now, are they more visually like visually? Because I know that the Magic Gathering 360 games are pretty good, but they weren't. They were kind of minimalist. They were just like kind of like just the cards and make some art. So are they more visually pleasing on the beta?
They are very similar, actually.
Yeah.
They're very similar to the other one.
Mm.
What I've seen, I don't see too many differences in the actual way the cards are, but they're changing stuff because later on in the game you get to see the bigger monsters or whatever change. There's a
Oh.
video trailer you have to see.
That's cool. Yeah, they should add like some cool animations because the game, if you had played Hand of Fate, that game does it pretty well, like the card game stuff. 'Cause it kind of mixes it with actual like gameplay and stuff. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's good. Just check it out.
Nice. So that's all you've been playing?
That's it. And then
Yeah.
soon the oh wait oh
Eric, you're roboting out for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Will, what have you been playing?
All right. Sorry, Eric. I didn't mean to cut into your thing. So I've been playing Far Cry 5. Fun game. Lot of busy work though. Unfortunately, it's like Far Cry's usual. You either like it or you don't. I love Far Cry 4. 3 I liked a lot too. So this is more the same, but just like a more refined Far Cry, and it's in the U.S., which is interesting. And Montana, which is a really nice countryside area. So it looks amazing on the X. It's like right up there with, all the PlayStation, blockbusters as far as just like general like image quality and
Whoa,
the
don't
lighting.
say that. Don't,
Well, the
don't
image
say
quality
that now.
is quite good, man. Like, and the
Yeah,
lighting
it is up there. I
is
know. I
really good.
played Far Cry 5.
I mean, but yeah, the character models aren't like like crazy detailed as Far Cry, of course, because it's still using that Dunia engine that they've been using since 4. But
Yeah, they've been holding on to that thing, man. Aren't they? Did they use that in Ghost Recon Wildlands?
that's a
Or
good
they use
question,
a different
actually.
engine? Trying to remember.
Yeah, I'll have to look that up.
Wildlands originally, or it was they before, if I'm correct, before before the Division 2 was in, they said Wildlands was their most detailed map, since most demanding, basically map to have. But I think Far Cry 5 was pretty good too.
Yeah, so I'm looking here. It says Anvil Next engine.
Anvil Next,
Yeah, I never heard of that one.
never heard. Oh snap! Oh, it's the Assassin's Creed engine. The heck, they
Oh.
use Assassin's Creed engine.
Well, maybe that's it.
That's crazy. Wow. Oh, that's the same. My bad. Excuse me. So, not only was Wildlands one of their best looking maps, they released Wildlands and then Origin. Forgotten the same. Just last year, in the same year.
Nice.
So I guess they both use the same engine.
Yeah, it's
Both
interesting.
look so good.
Yeah, they have some good engines there. Like with lighting, they're amazing with lighting.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I've been playing Far Cry, playing PUBG like usual. Some days I get some good streaks, and some days I get like just blown up within the next 5 minutes. Well, the first 5 minutes, I'm sorry. Yeah, so it's kind of a hit and miss game. I'm hoping they kind of restore the settings from before, because I mean it feels a little. I mean, even though it's not that different, it still feels a little stripped down. But the frame rate's it's improved. So I'm looking forward to see what they do with the game visually, and the snow map should be interesting. Hopefully that comes out
December,
soon.
right?
Probably. I'm not too sure, but yeah, maybe it sounds not too far.
Yeah, I think the other thing I mentioned that I think you said when I was roboting out, you guys said Horizon 4 has. I think everybody played that, right? Demo.
Yeah, demo is great.
Now it's pretty lit. I think everybody's gonna be playing it. I hope.
Yeah, I'm behind on the Horizon series though, so I have to catch up. But I mean, I think I can just play 4.
That comes out on Game Pass. It's happy to find that out.
That's true.
But a little later than the release of the standard edition. Second, I think that's what they said.
Yeah, I think
Is
October.
that correct?
2nd.
You know that, Dustin? I don't know if you have Game Pass. Horizon 4. It comes out after. I think.
After the official... No, it comes out Tuesday, I thought, right?
So that's the second, right?
Yeah, I believe it's the 2nd.
Oh, they're both coming out on the same day. So I'm just confused.
Yeah, it's coming out Tuesday. Yeah.
It's out too.
I mean,
that's
if
good.
you
Wow.
buy the $100 edition, you get it tomorrow or
Today.
tonight or
Oh,
however you want
tonight,
to look at it.
Oh.
But if you have Game Pass, you're getting it on Tuesday with every other edition of the game.
Got it. Okay. So I'm not missing anything. And I gotta use this Game Pass to its best.
I mean,
It's
I'm
awesome.
paying for the ridiculous edition because me and Jason are fucking gigantic Forza Horizon fans, and we want all the DLC and all the
I
other
usually
stuff that
do
comes
that for which one, Motorsport. I really never do that for. I don't know why. I just don't do it for Horizon. I do it for Motorsport.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
I
it
think it's
just
because
you
I go
pick
on the
your game.
tracks or something.
Yeah.
That's what it is. I'm just going on the track, and I don't know what it's a different type of, I don't know.
No, it's a
feeling.
different type of game. It really is. It's not something you can directly compare, other than there's cars in it. Like I mean, yeah, the physics in Forza Horizon are a little bit different, so it's a kind of different style of game. But
Like the James Bond pack. Yeah, they just flirting with me there. They know I like James Bond. And when I saw that damn trailer, I was like,
did you see the James Bond car that can actually go in water and actually?
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
you guys gonna make me buy it. Like they always do that.
Yeah, I'll be sailing around in my little motor car boat
I love
thing.
dangling carrots stuff.
and then you get to race against the Pelican.
Yeah, that's cool.
That was I saw the saw the video of that. It was awesome. And they have the Halo music.
Mm.
Nice. But yeah, besides that, Spider-Man, I've been trying to keep up with that.
beat
A
it?
little bit of Rocket League. Not yet. I'm still collecting stuff. I'm still very early.
you gotta get on it,
Yeah, still very early because I've been just doing the collectibles first, and then
Oh, you're
doing the
trying
full
to get all
story.
you trying to get all that good stuff and then
Yeah, got little spider suits. But yeah, it was really fun. Definitely enjoyed it.
visuals, right?
Yeah, it's quite good.
Visuals in those damn the swinging.
Yeah, I mean, not all areas look great. I mean, it is an open world New York City, so it's like you can only look so good in certain spots. But like, yeah,
Oh yeah, that's true because one thing I'll say what they compensated with that was when you're going through the areas being from New York City, I was just appalled, literally stunned at how regardless when they put I'm not even going to spoil it, that's one of the buildings that is from Marvel's universe that's there. When you pass by it, they still had other stuff in the city that is right there in New York City. I was like, oh snap! Like it's like one of the most detailed New York cities. I don't think there's ever been a better one.
Yeah, it's really good. Although the landmarks are a little disappointing, but as far as just like Freedom Tower and the South Ferry Terminal and stuff like that. But
yeah,
it's still looks really good, and the daytime looks probably the best as far. I mean, the evening looks pretty cool too.
nighttime though, with certain suits looks ridiculous.
Yeah,
it looks absolutely insane.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. The last one I was playing is Rocket League. I was playing it because this game is kind of annoying though because it has so many updates for everything else but the 4K update. So I'm always
it hasn't
hoping.
gotten a 4K up, which doesn't make any sense. But...
I know. I mean, PlayStation got their 4K update, so I don't know why they're stalling with this one.
I don't know what's taking them so long. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully it's this
doesn't
year.
make sense. You got Rocket League got crossplay over there. They got. I mean, I don't know what's going on. They got crossplay already. So they got They got crossplay. Here's what's funny. They got crossplay with Xbox and Switch. They got 4K on PS4. Like it's just a weird mix. Very weird.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, so hopefully the 4K update comes out because the cars look great already in 1080p, but like the cleanness looks so much better, like the paint jobs and everything.
You need that 4K because of the way the game. Gotta
have it. And it's such a fun game. Like it's amazing. I'll get sucked in playing it, and it's
on season 8, 9.
Yeah, something like that. I know they had like some sort of event pass now or something like that.
They getting all the car fan service and the publishers pop up in the Back to the Future, Batman. They get everybody.
Yeah, pretty much. But that's pretty much it for me. I haven't been doing too many games. But actually, I'm sorry. I got the Capcom that Brawler collection or whatever with the Captain Commando and Knights of the Round. What is it called? Oh, Capcom Beat 'em Up bundle. It's a good collection, but I do wish I had like CRT filters and stuff like that because you get the game, but it's very like chunky sprites. It's a little hard on the eyes a little bit for me, but it's a great bundle though. So definitely check it out if you want to play those like Final Fight, Knights of the Round. Yeah, a lot of good ones that weren't released here. So that's pretty much it for me.
They should have did a damn remaster. They had all that time. It's always Capcom though. When they brought out the damn Mega Man collection, people were like, "Oh, they're gonna like remaster." It wasn't even like a remaster.
No.
How you gonna port the game and be like, "Oh, here's the price." You're gonna port the game, put them in the collection. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, they've been pretty, prolific with their collections. So
what is the thing? Mega Man 11 looked like the remaster. We're being honest.
Yeah, it does kind of. It looks good, but like it's
good,
not like.
But it's a remaster, not you know what I mean? It's like it's a continuation, but the way it looks is what you expect from a remaster. You know, like it's just ridiculous how Capcom is out here.
Yeah, I think that game just needed a little bit more anime. It feels like it's just
They
stiff.
lucky that I'm all about that Devil May Cry 5. You know, they lucky I can let them, I could save them on that. Even though Resident Evil 2 I probably wouldn't play, looks super scary. They're doing good there too. You know,
Yeah, they're on a
so
roll, man.
I can't deny that. You know, they had the Monster Hunter, you know, that too. So they got
Yeah.
stuff. But Mega Man, I really wish was brought back better though.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Is there anything else we want to cover before we end the show this week?
I don't think so. Thing really touched every.
So I've been watching. I just want to throw it out there real quick because we've been doing anime for fucking like 4 episodes now. I started watching that Yo-Yo Hakusho or something. I don't know.
Hakusho? Yeah.
Hakusho. I don't see how it's the greatest anime of all time. I'm just saying. I know Steph's not here to defend himself. I think it's good. It's fun.
Dustin.
No,
Been through
wait,
this with
pause.
One Piece.
Just wait. I like it. I think it's a little drawn out, but you know,
Yeah, it starts out very slow.
I'm still watching. Like I'll put it that way. But I think I'm like, I'm at the part where he goes to the lady for the second time to learn to train more because he's going to this martial arts tournament or something, the dark martial arts tournament or something like that. So we'll see if it improves. I'm curious. I don't think it's a bad show. It's very 80s though. Like you could tell when it was made. But yeah, I just don't see greatest of all time. Am I? Do I need to watch longer? Will.
It does get a lot better. The fights get more interesting. The relationships, the dynamics get more interesting. But I want. It's a very good anime. I don't know if I would say the greatest or anything like that, but it's very entertaining, very fun, very worth checking out.
Watching. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll continue to watch.
Yeah, definitely.
But that is that's what we're gonna call it. I'd also like to thank you so much, Josh, for writing into us. Please write us in at letters@xboxuncut.com. We always appreciate your letters so much. And until next week, we wish y'all a very safe week because this world, it's a crazy world. It's a crazy world, people.
Yes.
But we will see you then. Peace out, everybody.
Later, dudes.
Thanks everybody for watching the live stream. You are awesome. We will see y'all next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. I know we pushed the show off a day to this week because I honestly was really sick and just didn't have wasn't able to do the show yesterday. And today is normally when we post the podcast online, so it's not an issue for our listeners, but for everybody that tunes in live, we appreciate you. And we'll catch you next week.